We are back with more on Real Estate Update with James Wedgeworth. You have always said it's local, local, local as far as real estate goes. Today you walked in and said, guess what, Allie? It's local within local.
Yeah.
And explain to me, I said before the break, it depends where that house is. Even if it's an identical home, what someone's going to be able to list it for or buy it for. So I may walk into Sea Pine, see this house just like mine, and guess what? They're going to ask a lot more for it than mine. Explain this.
Okay. We actually did a study where we said, what will a similar house, here's what we tell people, Allie, 2x4s cost the same in any place on Hilton Head. Drywall does. Roofing labor costs the same. So it costs the same to build the house, but the land under it sells for more. So the two things determine the price of the house, or where it sits in the cost of construction. For instance, I did a study where I said, I tried to figure out what a similar house will sell for in different areas.
Okay.
Now, like in Sea Pines, just say we use that as an example. If we have $1 million house in Sea Pines, what's that house worth in the other areas on Hilton?
Okay. Can you give us an example?
I can give you an example.
And we're going to put up a chart for folks so they can see it in black and white.
It's not exact science, but it's a pretty good idea. If a house sells for $1 million in Sea Pines, it probably sells for about $950 in Palmetto Dunes. They're very similar.
Okay.
Okay. But in Port Royal, that $1 million house would be worth $750.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
In Hilton Head Plantation, that $1 million house would be worth $500. In Wexford, it'd probably be worth $650. In Indigo Run, it would be worth $600 to $650. And in Long Cove, it may be worth less, and maybe worth $550. There's several factors that determine that.
Is it location? Is it being near the beach? Is it golf courses, bike paths, amenities?
It's all those things. The location's close to the beach, the homes sell for more. So it depends. Obviously, in Sea Pines and Palmetto Dunes, most everything's close to the beach, so they sell for more. They also, in Palmetto Dunes and Sea Pines, you can rent them out weekly, the ones closest to the beach. So therefore, people will pay more for them because they're going to get rental
money
income
back if
from
they
them.
do rental income.
Port Royal, like a lot of times people will be looking at a house in Sea Pines, and they'll say, well, we're not going to rent it. I said, if you're not going to rent it, then would you see this house in Port Royal where you can buy the same house for $750 that's $1 million in Sea Pines? Yeah. So the ones along the beach area are going to sell for more. The houses on the non-beach areas, Hilton Head Plantation, Indigo Run, Wexford, Long Cove, will sell for less than the same house in the other areas.
Now, you're using $1 million as an example, but as you know, homes in Sea Pines on the beach can go for $5 million, $6 million. So would it be proportionate as far as the difference? Do you know what I'm saying, percentage-wise?
Yeah, an oceanfront house in Sea Pines, if it sells for $6 million, then the same house in Palmetto Dunes might sell for 5.7 or something like that, and maybe would sell for $4 million. In Port Royal, the exact same house.
And if no community, like near Islanders Beach or something, it would be less or more?
Well, North Forest Beach will sell for less than Sea Pines and Palmetto Dunes, but more than Port Royal because you can rent it.
Right. Okay. By the week, which is a big deal for people if they want to make some income.
And then the planned unit developments with the higher dues, most of those aren't, well, none of them are rentals. They're all residential. They sell for a little less because the dues are higher, which is why so many people buy them. There's some unbelievable deals in Long Cove and Wexford for that reason. You know.
Wow.
So.
Okay, you have something you want to talk about today that's called the 6-month line. I think that's what you called it, and I found this very interesting. So take it away, James, and explain the 6-month line.
Here's the way it works. Historically, economists have found out that any commodity, the price of the commodity is affected by supply and demand.
Sure.
That's one of the few things I remember from sophomore economics where I went to college. In fact, that may be the only thing I remember, but that's another story.
Okay.
Okay. And the way it works is they have found that if you got 6 months of inventory in real estate, it's a very stable market, meaning your house doesn't go up in value, it doesn't go down in value. If you got less than 6 months of inventory, your house goes up in value. If you got more than 6 months of inventory in your price range, your area, there's pressure that makes the price of your house go down. So I did a little research and I ran some numbers. I just like to share with you, and I think people will understand. Because I ran houses that sold on Hillnet Island.
Sure.
This is not Bluffton. This is just for, it would be true there, but I'm just using Hillnet as an example. Between 500,000 and 600,000 last year on Hillnet 2019, we sold 183 houses between 5 and 600.
Wow.
We have 63 on the market today. So last year we sold about 15 houses a month. If you got 63 on the market and you sell 15 a month, that means you have a 4-month inventory, which is below 6.
Which is a good thing.
A good thing. Those prices are going up.
Okay.
I did the same between 400 and 500. We sold 201 houses last year on Hilton Head between 400 and 500, which is 17 a month. We got 74 on the market, which is 4.3 months supply. So both 400 to 500 and 500 to 600 are below what I call the 6-month line.
Right, so you've got a lower inventory, which means the demand is higher and the price can go up or
Price
be higher.
can go up.
Right, okay.
Price can rise anytime. Now we know from 2005 when we had 1 month of inventory, the prices went up 15.
Insane.
Prices,
Everyone was,
no.
all you guys were having a little party. Weren't
Yeah,
those
prices
real
were
estate
going
folks?
up. In 2004
Crazy.
and 2005 went up 25%
insane.
because we had 1 month of inventory.
Wow.
Now, if you got 3 months of inventory, that may go up 12%.
Right,
If
that's
you got
not bad either.
4 months of inventory, that may go up 4% or 5%. I don't know exactly, but that's the way it works.
Okay.
Now, if you look at houses on Hilton Head between $1.5 million and $2 million. Last year we sold, when I say we, I don't mean James Wedgeworth.
Take the credit, but
I mean the market, yeah.
Yeah.
We sold 32 last
Right.
year, which is 2.5 a month. We have 39 on the market now, which means we have a 15-month supply.
Those are not going to go up in value, are they?
It's harder for those to go up in value, and people need to understand that because people would tell me, well, my cousin sold his house and he bought it 2 years ago and it went up 10%. And you're telling me mine's worth the same thing today as it was 2 years ago, or maybe a little less. It depends. You have to look at the inventory. Now, I ran some numbers. I took the plantation we had the most sales on last year was Hilton Head Plantation. We had 253 homes sell last year, which is 21 a month.
Okay.
We have 77 on the market today, which means we have a 3.5 month supply.
People are happy that are selling a home in Hilton Head Plantation.
because there's not much inventory. You don't have much inventory. Now, it's also affected by other things. Inventory has a big effect on it. Inventory also affects days on
Right.
market.
I mean, I look sometimes for fun. And as you say, exactly as you say, 1.5 and up and more than that, days on market are very, very long.
Yeah, we all get these reports
Yep.
that different realtors
Yep.
send out. And on the higher price range, the days on the market are much, much higher than in
Sure.
the markets. Give you an example. I had a guy call me, had a $380,000 house in Hilton Head Plantation. I listed the house. I came in the office at 5 to 5. And my assistant said, I'm on my way to meet my mother at TJ Maxx or somewhere. I said, can you get this in? She said, well.
She wants to look good in the office.
Yeah,
you know how that goes.
She says, okay. So she calls her mom, says, Mom will be 10 minutes late.
Yep.
This Friday afternoon. Most realtors are already checked out for the day. But we had 7 showings on the house on Saturday. And I'm driving to church Sunday. This realtor calls up, sold the house. Now, the seller of that house thinks I'm the best real estate agent in the world.
And I don't want to be blasphemous, but you might have said a little quiet hallelujah on the way to church, too. I mean, that's wonderful, though. It's good information to know. But here's one last question on the whole days on market thing. You can't be fooled now when people put it at one price or take it off the market and put it back on, and then they say 2 days on market after it's been on 300 days. You can now look, the public can, or any potential buyer, and see, guess what, it's been on before. So does that work anymore or not?
Well, yeah, they can check Zillow and tell us the number of days. But like I say, the inventory affects days on market. The inventory also affects condition. In other words, if you don't have much inventory and your house isn't in great condition, you can probably still sell it. But if there's tons of inventory and your house isn't in good condition, then you got the double whammy. You got excess inventory and your condition. So if I list the property that is in a market, a price, or an area, there's a lot of inventory, I tell the people, I said, well, we may want to fix this up a little bit. And
Right.
they said, well, we just want to sell it the way
I
it is.
I know.
I said, I like to sell it the way it is too, but we're probably not going to find the buyer the way it is. So inventory affects condition, affects price, affects days on the market. It affects the amount of things you have to fix on your home inspection report, which is a whole nother subject. But all those things are affected by what I call the 6-month line in the amount of inventory.
Hey, we are out of time, but that was really interesting, as usual, right, everybody? And you'll come back again, right, James?
Oh, well, I love shooting this program. People stop me on the grocery store and they'll say, we enjoy your program so much.
Well, I enjoy learning from you.
Because it's always local.
Should we try to get your grandson on TV before we say goodbye?
Oh,
or no?
yeah, he's here visiting.
All right, Grayson, come here. And here's our next real estate mogul for Hilton Head Island. This is Grayson, one of many grandchildren.
Hey, Grayson.
What the heck? His first debut appearance.
You're doing
Have
TV
a great day,
with us
folks, or
today.
night, and thanks for watching. Wave goodbye. The Real Estate Update. Yay!